Hello dear students, here in this class, in this video class, we shall go about understanding what is JK flip-flop. In the previous video, we have already discussed what is SR flip-flop and what is clocked SR flip-flop. Okay, so let us go to understand the JK flip-flop. In the process of understanding the JK flip-flop, let us go to understand the block diagram first. Okay, so we have a block diagram. Okay, a block that is written over here like this. Okay, let me just take the highlighter. Okay, so this is your block, JK flip-flop block, and it is having three inputs: J, clock and K. J, K and clock are the three inputs that are given to the JK flip-flop, and it is going to have two outputs. Okay, then what we are going to do, we are going to this is what the block diagram of the JK flip-flop. Okay, fine. So now by understanding, once we complete the knowing of block diagram of JK flip-flop, let us go to understand what is your JK flip-flop logic diagram. Once we understand the block diagram, let us try to understand the logic diagram. What happens in the logic diagram, you have the same SR flip-flop over here. Okay, the same SR flip-flop is taken, and that SR flip-flop inputs are coupled to two AND gates. Okay, S input is coupled to one AND gate, AND gate 1's output, and R input of the SR flip-flop is connected to the AND gate output 2, AND gate 2. Okay, output of the AND gate 2. Okay, as shown in the figure, AND gate 1 and AND gate 2. Okay, so now this AND gate 1 gets the input that is called as J, and this AND gate 2 gets the input that is called as K, and the clock input is given to both AND gates, AND gate 1 and AND gate 2. Okay, so now, and one more construction or one more connection that I just want to tell you people is the Q bar is taken and it is connected to AND gate 1, and the Q is taken and that is connected to AND gate 2. These are the connections in the logic diagram. This is how we have to write the logic diagram. Once we write this logic diagram, next we will need to discuss the truth table. Okay, here we have, in this slide we have discussed the block diagram. Okay, the block diagram consists of three inputs: J, clock, K, and Q bar are the outputs, right? So similarly, we have understood the logic diagram of the given JK flip-flop. So then we shall go about understanding the truth table in the next slide. What is your truth table of the JK flip-flop? You are going to have clock, you are going to have inputs, you are going to have outputs, and you are going to have the comments for the status of the given flip-flop or state of the given flip-flop. Okay, so now the inputs are J, K, and there will be a certain clock pulse. Okay, inputs are J, K, and along with that we have connected the clock. That is why we are going to have clock pulse for sure. Okay, now the outputs are Q and Q bar. Okay, so let us consider the first case. When J is equal to 0 and even K is equal to 0, output Q is equal to Q and Q bar is equal to Q bar. Okay, this output is going to be available only after applying the clock pulse. Now, your JK flip-flop goes into a state. That state is called as no change state of the given flip-flop. Okay, so it is not going to show any changes. The previous output, whatever that was there in the JK flip-flop, the same output is going to be continued because we have not disturbed any of the inputs. We have not given high for any of the inputs, J or K. That is why the flip-flop remains in the state of no change. Okay, so then in the next level or in the next iteration, we have J is equal to 0 and K is equal to 1. J is equal to 0 and K is equal to 1. Then the output will be Q is equal to 0 and Q bar will be equal to 1. Okay, after applying the clock pulse, this you have to remember. Okay, after applying the clock pulse, the output Q will be equal to 0 and Q bar will be equal to 1, and as here the reset output is high, we say that the JK flip-flop has went into a state, has reached a state, is into a state that is called as reset state of the JK flip-flop. Understand? and this reset state of JK flip-flop will be available only after the application of clock pulse, only after the application of clock pulse. Okay, though you have given the inputs, the output will not be available at the JK flip-flop output, because the JK flip-flop works along with the clock signal. After you applying the clock signal, only then the JK flip-flop will give you the output, and this state is called as reset state. Okay, so in the next iteration, or in the next line of the truth table, we have J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 0. After applying the clock pulse, Q will be equal to 1 and Q bar will be equal to 0, and this state of the JK flip-flop is what we are going to call it as set state of the flip-flop. Okay, so in the next line we have J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1. Q, and after applying the clock pulse, Q will be equal to 1 and Q bar will be equal to 1, and this state is what we are going to call it as toggle state. Observe very carefully. Here in the previous flip-flops, for example SR flip-flop and clocked SR flip-flop, we used to have invalid state over here, but here it is not invalid, it is a toggle state. It is a toggling state of your given flip-flop. What does the toggling state means? Okay, so for once you apply the clock pulse, the flip-flop will set high, okay, or set, it will go into a set state, and again you apply the clock pulse, the flip-flop goes to the reset state. Okay, again you apply the clock pulse, the flip-flop goes to the set state. Again you apply the clock pulse, flip-flop goes to the reset state. So this toggling between set and reset state for every clock pulse applied, when you apply the inputs 1 and 1 to J and K, so that state is what I'm going to call it as toggle state of your JK flip-flop. Okay, then let us go to understand the working of the JK flip-flop. In RS flip-flop, when S is equal to R is equal to 1 can be eliminated by converting into JK flip-flop. In RS flip-flop, we have a condition, right? S is equal to R is equal to 1. When S is equal to R is equal to 1, what happens? It goes, the SR flip-flop goes into a state called as invalid state. That invalid state can be eliminated by using JK flip-flop, by using the construction whatever that is used for JK flip-flop. That is what he means by this sentence. Okay, now SR flip-flop ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಇನ್ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಇತ್ತು. ಯಾವಾಗ S is equal to 1, R is equal to 1 ಎರಡು 1 ಬಂದಾಗ, so the SR flip-flop or clocked SR flip-flop used to go into invalid state. Okay, Q is equal to 1, Q bar is equal to 1 ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಿತ್ತು. ಅವಾಗ ಏನಾಗ್ತಿತ್ತು, the SR flip-flop will be going into what a invalid state. Okay, ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು we can eliminate that invalid state, and that state can be converted into toggle state as shown in the truth table by using the construction that is used for a JK flip-flop out of SR flip-flop. SR flip-flop na use ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು JK flip-flop ಗೆ ನಾವೇನು ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಆ ಕನ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡೋದ್ರ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಇನ್ವ್ಯಾಲಿಡ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಅನ್ನು ನಾವು ಎಲಿಮಿನೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ರೈಟ್, ಸೊ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್, when J is equal to K is equal to 0, then after applying the clock pulse, the flip-flop is going to get into the no change state. The flip-flop is going to get into the no change state, right? So next ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, when J is equal to 0, K is equal to 1, after applying the clock pulse, the flip-flop goes to reset state. The flip-flop goes to reset state because you have turned on, initiated the reset input, that is K is equal to 1, right? So that is why the flip-flop goes into reset state, but only after applying the clock pulse. Keep this in your brain, right? Next, when we are going to, when J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 0, after applying the clock pulse, the flip-flop goes into set state because I have made the set input high. I have made the set input high. Because of that, what happens, the flip-flop goes to the set state, and this flip-flop going into the set state will happen only after applying the clock pulse. Once you give the inputs, then you apply the clock pulse, then the flip-flop goes into the set state, and this is what we are going to call it as set state of the JK flip-flop. Then when J is equal to K is equal to 1, when J input and K input, both inputs are 1, after you apply the clock pulse, the flip-flop toggles for every clock pulse. For every clock pulse you apply, the flip-flop toggles. Okay, next clock pulse, the reset. Next clock pulse, set. Next clock pulse, reset. Next clock pulse, set. This is how your JK flip-flop is going to work with respect to the given clock pulses for when you have the input. When you have the input, J is equal to 1 and K also equal to 1. Okay, so this is what your JK flip-flop. Okay, I hope you people understood all the concepts that I told you up till now. If you do still have any doubts, you people can ask me whenever you people find time to ask a question. Fine. So then let me just reverse these highlighted part. Okay, now let us go to one more flip-flop, that is your master slave JK flip-flop. The next topic that we are going to discuss here is master slave JK flip-flop. The master slave JK flip-flop is very simple. The master slave flip-flop or master slave connections can be done for SR flip-flop and even JK flip-flop, but preferably the master slave JK flip-flop is done over the JK flip-flop only. Okay, so that is what we are going to discuss now. The block diagram of master slave JK flip-flop is as follows. You have J input, you have clock input, you have K input given to the master slave JK flip-flop block. This is the block of your master slave JK flip-flop, and the output of master slave JK flip-flop is Q and Q bar. Okay, this is the block diagram of master slave JK flip-flop. It is not just JK flip-flop, it is master slave JK flip-flop. So what it is going to have in connections, that is what we are going to understand by using the logic diagram. I have a JK flip-flop over here and I have one more JK flip-flop over here. Okay, so now, so the inputs are J, clock, K. The same clock pulse is given to the one of the NOT gate. Okay, this is the NOT gate, right? The one of the NOT gate, and the further it is connected to the slave flip-flop. This is called as master. The first one is called as master. The second flip-flop is called as slave flip-flop. Okay, the output Q output of the master flip-flop is the input of the slave flip-flop. Q bar output of the master flip-flop is called as the input of the K input of the slave flip-flop. Okay, so again the slave is going to have two outputs, that is Q, Q bar. Do not worry with Q2 bar, Q1 and all. You just call that as, you know, Q and Q bar of master flip-flop. Call this as Q and Q bar of slave flip-flop. That's it. You don't worry about that naming and all, Q2, Q1 and all. Don't worry about it. Just write it as Q, Q bar of master flip-flop, Q, Q bar of slave flip-flop. That is enough. So this is the logic diagram of the master slave JK flip-flop. Okay, now we shall go about understanding the truth table of the same. Okay, so let us go to the truth table slide. Okay, before going to the truth table slide, let me just erase all these parts whichever that I have mentioned over here, so as to maintain the cleanness of the slide. Then we go to understand the truth table of the master slave JK flip-flop. Oh my god, the truth table of the master slave JK flip-flop is very similar to that of the JK flip-flop itself, right? So the same thing is there, then nothing is going to be changing. Yes, my dear friends, whatever the master flip-flop is going to perform, slave flip-flop is just going to copy the master flip-flop. Slave flip-flop is just going to copy the master flip-flop. That is what we are going to add in the answer, and that is where it becomes a different answer for master slave JK flip-flop. That's it. The truth table is very, very similar. Or if I can say that, you know, I can definitely say that the truth table is very same. Okay, so we have a clock pulse, we have input, we have output, we have comments. Okay, so and we have J and K as the input, Q and Q bar as the output, and let us go to discuss the first state or first iteration, first input combination. Okay, the first input combination is J is equal to 0, K is equal to 0. And after you apply the clock pulse, the master is going to get into no change state. That means output of Q bar is going to remain same. Q is equal to Q and Q bar is equal to Q bar of the master flip-flop. And one more sentence that I'm going to add here, slave follows master. Simple. Okay, so slave follows master, and even master flip-flop and slave flip-flop both are going to get into no change state because you have not troubled any changes in the input. That is the answer. Okay, so next where we go to the next line or next combination of inputs. When j is equal to 0, k is equal to 1, what happens here? So after you apply the clock pulse, the master is going to give you the output q is equal to 0 and q bar is equal to 1. Master is going to get into reset state, and slave follows master. Slave copies master. That is what we are going to write. That's it. Okay, so and even slave flip-flop is going to get into reset state. Master flip-flop is also going to get into reset state. That is what the answer. Okay, so the next line, what we say, what we consider, j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 0. J is equal to 1 and k is equal to 0. The output q is equal to 1 and q bar is equal to 0. Here what happens, the master is going to master flip-flop, master JK flip-flop is going to get into set state. It is going to get into set state, and the slave follows master, and slave also goes into the set state after applying the clock pulse. You keep this in your brain. Okay, once I apply the input, the changes are not going to appear at the output of the given JK flip-flop, master or slave, whatever it is. But after applying the clock pulse, once you give the input, only then the outputs at the master flip-flop or at the slave flip-flop are going to occur or are going to be available. Okay, are going to change. The flip-flop is going to work only after you applying the clock pulse. Okay, next line, we go to j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 1. After I apply the clock pulse, the master is going to get into a toggle state. Q is equal to 1 or q bar is equal to 1. Okay, here I cannot say that q is equal to 1 and q bar is equal to 1. I am saying q is equal to 1 or q bar is equal to 1. Any one of the input goes to 1 and the other output goes to 0. Any one of the output goes to 1 and the other output goes to 0. Okay, so after I apply one more clock pulse, the q and q bar is going to change its state. Q is going to come down to 0, q bar is going to get into 1. Okay, so this is what happens for every clock pulse. The flip-flop keeps on toggling. Okay, so master toggles when you apply the clock pulse. At the same time, slave copies master. The master flip-flop is going to get into the toggle state once you apply the input j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 1. Then you apply the clock pulse. Once you apply the clock pulse, master toggles. Once master toggles, slave copies master. And this is what the explanation for your truth table. Let us try to understand the master slave combination. Okay, master slave combination. Okay, so the master slave combination can be constructed for any type of flip-flop, as I already told you. Okay, so it is having two flip-flops. One is called as master and the other one is called as slave. Okay, the clock signal is connected to the master flip-flop but inverted and given to the slave flip-flop, as I showed you in the diagram. The same thing we are going to write. Okay, the first three sentences are going to be very easy, right? The master slave combination can be constructed for any type of flip-flop. That is a general statement, right? It is having two flip-flops. One is master and the other is slave. Whatever that we have in the diagram, that is what we are going to say. That's it. So clock signal is connected to master flip-flop but inverted. Why we say this word inverted? In between of the clock pulse that is connected to the master and even the slave, we have used a NOT gate, right? We have used a NOT gate, right? Check the diagram. Okay, check the diagram. You will get a NOT gate. That is why here he uses the word called as inverted. Okay, inverted, and the output is given to the slave flip-flop. Inverted output is given to the slave flip-flop as a clock pulse. Then the other thing is very same. Whatever that is there in the truth table, that is what we are going to write as an answer. When j is equal to 0, k is equal to 0, after applying the clock pulse, the master will have no change and slave copies master, and slave is also going to get into no change. That is what the first point. Next, in the next slide, let me go to explain you people the other three states. When j is equal to 0, k is equal to 1, after applying the clock pulse, master is going to get into reset state and slave copies master and reset. Simple. Okay, so when j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 0, after applying the clock pulse, the master is going to get into set state and slave copies master and it sets. Okay, then when j is equal to 1 and k is equal to 1, after applying the clock pulse, master toggles and slave copies master, and even slave is going to get into toggle state. Okay, so this is what happens. This is what happens with your master slave JK flip flop. Clear? So let us go to one more flip flop, that is your D flip flop. That is your D flip flop. So here the D flip flop is very simple flip flop. Okay, the name D is for delay flip flop. D means delay flip flop. It is going to just add a delay of one more clock pulse. Okay, once you apply the input, after you apply the clock pulse, then it is going to give you the output. And here there is a possibility that you can add a delay by using this flip flop. You can add a delay in any synchronizing circuits. Okay, so that is why it is called as a delay flip flop. Okay, so let us go to the block diagram of the delay flip flop that is having only one input and a clock pulse. The input is D, delay input. Okay, and the outputs are Q and Q bar. Q and Q bar. Okay, so this is your Q and this is your Q bar. Okay, right. So next let us go to understand the block logic diagram of your D flip flop, delay flip flop. Okay, so I have just took a JK flip flop. I've just took a JK flip flop and one input is connected to JK flip flop directly, and the same input is inverted and given to the K input of the JK flip flop. That's it. Okay, I'm going to take one input. The same input is given to J. Invert that input and give it to K. That becomes the input side of your delay flip flop. And everything else is very same to that of your JK flip flop. Q is going to be Q and Q bar is going to be Q bar. That's it. Okay, so this is the construction of a D flip flop. JK flip flop is converted into D flip flop. This is how we are making the connections. Once we make these connections, it converts into D flip flop or delay flip flop. Okay, so this is the logic diagram. So let us go to understand what is the truth table of the delay flip flop. Truth table of the delay flip flop is very easy. You have clock pulses, you have input, you have output Q, you have Q bar output, and these are the comments that we do have. Okay, so now once I give the input 0 to the delay input of the delay flip flop, the Q is going to be 0, Q bar is going to be 1. Okay, and the flip flop is going to get into reset state. The flip flop is going to get into reset state after applying the clock pulse. This you should remember properly. If I don't say that word after applying the clock pulse, if I forget to say that word, that becomes entirely wrong answer. So that is why you people have to remember, once I apply the 0 input at the delay, Q is equal to going to be 0, Q bar is going to be equal to 1, and the flip flop is going to get into reset state, but after applying the clock pulse. That you have to write. Okay, so next, once I apply the input 1, Q is equal to 1 and Q bar is equal to 0, the flip flop, delay flip flop is going to get into the state called as set state only after applying the clock pulse. Only after applying the sufficient amount of clock pulse, sufficient number of clock pulses that is required for the given delay flip flop. So that is what your D flip flop truth table is all about. So let us try to understand the answer of the delay flip flop. That is, delay flip flop is used to provide the delay. Delay flip flop is used to provide the delay. Okay, that's it. Okay, then the delay flip flop needs only one single input. Yes, that is what we are knowing from, we know that from the logic diagram and even the block diagram. Then the bit on the input line is given to the output at the next clock pulse. This is what you people have to remember. Once you give the input at the bit, after you applying the next clock pulse, not the immediate clock pulse, after applying the next clock pulse, the that bit is going to get available at the output. That is what the meaning of this applying the input line is given to the output at the next clock pulse. Then Hence, this flip-flop functions as 1-bit delay device. This flip-flop functions as 1-bit delay device because it is going to eat up a clock pulse to give the input to the output. That is why it is going to act like a 1-bit delay device. Then the D flip-flop is modified JK flip-flop with K is the complement of J input as shown in the figure. This is what we have understood by using the logic diagram, right? Okay, so J input is given and that input is inverted and given to the K input of the JK flip-flop, and that becomes your D flip-flop, delay flip-flop, right? So that is what he says in words, that D flip-flop is a modified JK flip-flop in which K is the complement of J input as shown in the figure. Okay, so next we have the truth table. The truth table and symbol are as shown in the figure above, and whatever that has been shown in the above picture. Okay, so that is how it is going to be. That is what if you want you can write, or you can skip this point, it is not so important. Okay, so next, as indicated the truth table, in the truth table, Q is equal to 0 for D is equal to 0. Q is equal to 0 for D is equal to 0. That is what we are going to call it as reset state, and Q is going to be equal to 1 for D is equal to 1. So that is called as set state. Okay, so here in the D flip-flop also you are going to have two states, set and a reset state. If your input is 0, the output is going to be 0. Output is also going to be 0. That is what we are going to call it as a reset state. If your input is 1, the output Q will be equal to 1, and that is what we are going to call it as set state. All these changes of the states of the given flip-flop will come into picture only after you applying the clock pulses required. Understood? So this is what your D flip-flop is. In this video, I have tried my best to explain all the flip-flops like JK flip-flop, master slave JK flip-flop, and D flip-flop put together into one video. Okay, I hope you people understood the importance of logic diagram, block diagram, and the truth table, and how we are going to write the answer from the truth table, all those things. Okay, if you still do have any doubts, you people can reach out to me to ask any questions that to clarify your doubts. So next in the next video we are going to discuss about the shift registers. Okay, so the 4 shift registers we have. After completing the 4 shift registers, we'll be going to the counters. Okay, so thank you for listening all these minutes. Have a good day. Happy learning.